Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning and how are you? I am Dhabita. As your president today will accompany you in the next 10 minutes in our program Good Morning. For today, Good Morning will present latest news from the United States of America. The first news is about social media and its impact to children. Recently, the Americans are discussing intensively whether social media is good or not for kids. They also concern the positive and negative impacts of social media for kids. To know the situation there, here live report from Veronica Builders in America.
No more social media access for those under 18 without their parents' permission. That will be the new standard in Utah when two new laws signed by Republican Governor Spencer Cox take effect in March 2024.
Our administration is very concerned about how social media is affecting our children. Youth rates of depression and other mental health issues are on the rise, and social media companies know their products are toxic.
Other governors and lawmakers in several states also want social media companies to be held accountable for what they argue are addictive features. There is no scientific evidence, however, to conclude that social media is the sole cause of mental health problems in minors, says Mitch Princeton, Chief Science Officer of the American Psychological Association.
We instead need to talk about what are the specific features built into social media platforms, and what is the specific content that kids could be exposed to on social media that may be helpful or harmful to which specific kids.
Meta, the company that owns Instagram, told VOA in a statement that besides removing content that promotes self-harm, it has tools that help teens have age-appropriate experiences. Snapchat is constantly being evaluated to make the platform safer, a spokesperson told VOA. Still, school districts in Seattle and other states have filed lawsuits blaming tech giants for a mental health crisis among students. Social media, more often than not, amplifies vulnerabilities that already exist. But it's a tool that has positive aspects too, according to digital media researcher Katie Davis.
In terms of teens' access to information and support online for the different identities that they are exploring.
Social media also creates educational opportunities, says researcher Linda Charmarman, an independent consultant for Meta. She encourages tech giants to work more closely with scientists and find effective ways to support the well-being of young social media users.
Find interesting, innovative ways to notice that somebody is struggling. They could find ways in which they could make it not as enticing.
Charmarman also believes parents and teachers should become well-versed on the benefits and challenges of social media so they can identify unwanted behaviors in children and provide adequate guidance. Veronica Paderas Iglesias, VOA News, Washington.
Next information is about the International Sea Day. This year, the topic of International Sea Day is supporting sea conservation, keeping sea purity and finding solutions to stop pollution from the sea. Let's watch the coverage.
World Ocean Day is an opportunity to come together and galvanize support for conservation in the ocean, for keeping the ocean pristine and to finding ways to stop pollution from the ocean. We've pledged to conserve 30% of the oceans under our jurisdiction in the U.S., and that's something that we plan to accomplish by the year 2030. blue economy is an economy that supports marine conservation, but also supports jobs that are derived from seafaring activities. The value of ocean-based industries could double by 2030, could be as much as $3 trillion going forward. We're also working on illegal, unreported, and unregulated fishing. Fishing that's done in a way that's not sustainable, that hurts communities, and that jeopardizes the livelihoods of many people around the world. What they have chosen to do is to preserve their seas from Costa Rica all the way to the Galapagos. That's 500,000 square kilometers. And we're going to help them to look for ways to make sure that the marine environment is preserved for generations to come. Right now, we dump a lot of our plastics into the ocean. That's got to stop, and that, what you'll see, is the beginning of an effort to try and cut back on some of that waste. We're running out of time in order to clean up our oceans. We have a crisis with the ocean, and we have our work cut out for us.
The last piece of information is about recycled computer. In Benin, there is a startup company that turns plastic jargon to become a computer. This computer is using recycled components. Curious? Let's watch the coverage.
Arthur Dadjo is a student in Cotonou, Benin, where innovation and recycling meet. For the past year, he has been using a computer he made himself. It is made from a plastic jerry can, assembled with recycled materials and parts from an old or broken computer to build what would become the computer's motherboard and hard drive. Locals call it jerry, after the name for the containers. With royalty-free software installed, it is as good as new, and most importantly, cheaper.
You can find a complete office computer between 300 and 350,000 in West African CFA franc. But with the components we bought with the help of the startup, we spent about 100 to 150,000 to have this computer.
BioLab makes these jerry computers a digital innovation lab working in the fields of education and digital technology. The startup regularly organizes workshops to teach people how to make their own computers for free. The trainers say in addition to giving people access to cost-effective products, they want to help develop skills in innovation.
Deuxième objectif, c'est justement celui de la stimulation de la
The second objective is to stimulate creativity in children, because when they learn to do these jerrys, they learn to be able to solve the problems they are confronted with in their environment, using the material or the means they have at their disposal.
Experts believe that the computer is increasingly an indispensable working tool, and that initiatives such as BioLabs should be encouraged.
A computer is a door to a world of opportunities, so of course making it accessible to the greatest number of people is beneficial for these people, for society in general. We can only see something positive in it.
The training to learn how to build a jerry is offered for free, but participants have to find the components to build their own computers themselves. BioLab has been in operation for 4 years, and founders say that hundreds of people have already taken advantage of the training sessions and built their computer. The startup is now working to make these self-built computers available to schools located in remote areas. With that, Biolab says it could bridge the digital gap one jerry at a time. For Anne Zwanke in Cotonou, Benin, Moki Edwin Kinzaka for VOA News.
That's all the various information from America delivered in the Good Morning program. Today, hope the information is useful and also increase your knowledge. I am Dhabita with the Good Morning crew. Withdraw from your mobile screen and see you next.